welcome to the last edition for this year of the NFX Update Show. I'm Justin, and this is my partner, Eric. Eric, you alright?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Oh, you have glasses on.
Well, Justin, thanks for asking. We had a great showing for our 19.5 party, and really, I can't really explain it. So here's some pictures to take us back to that day.
What a party, to say the least. Alright, point standings, the official point standings, or
Pending status.
pending, if we don't have another NFX, Deflategate or something like that. Morgan barely got the win. 251 points. Justin's team, 243 points. Ryan came in at 223. Vanna's at 212. Molly at 201. And Huck has open humiliation at 151. We'll probably come out with something here in the next week or so to make sure your team does that. Alright? Burpee recap. We had to do 1,750 burpees in 4-ish hours. We tried to do 10 after every heat, but that didn't really work out. So we had 115 burpees towards the end. So here's the time lapse of that whole thing.
Well, all I gotta say is I am glad I am not a coach at this point because I didn't want to be part of that, and I know some of these coaches were having a beverage in between, and that would not have sounded fun. So, but props to everybody for bringing in. Thanks for Josh. I'm sure he loves every one of y'all for doing that. Appreciates his gym. That's why this community is as good as it is. Justin, you want to kind of close us off with this year's Open?
Yeah, I think as a whole gym, we set out a goal to have 100. I think we were 4 short of doing that. So that's our big goal for next year, is getting 100. But I think we did great. Friday Night Lights was awesome every week. We ran on time for the most part. We had a good atmosphere. Everybody was there. Good alcohol last party, of course. And I think that we had a bunch of goals, interpersonal goals. Like, I'm sure we had a lot of first pull-ups and a lot of first bar muscle-ups. Doing the Open, there were a lot of rookies doing it for the first time, so congratulations to that. We can only go up from there. And it's just a good thing to set for October, now that the season's changing. It's a good thing to have your first one under your belt, and then going into October, what to expect then. That's kind of what I have.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to kind of like jump on that too. Like, I think the best part of the Open isn't necessarily, for me personally, seeing my own success, is seeing everybody else's success around me.
Yeah.
I know, for example, when Nikki hit a bar muscle up, like, that was just something cool to see because I know the feeling of being able to hit something, and especially in an Open with people around you, you have the support and everything.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that people did this Open that they may take that was minor, but it's actually a huge step for them in their CrossFit career or just their health-wise or anything. It's something that's going to push them forward. Now they're hungry, and now you don't have a year now. You have 6 months, so we'll be on that. But really, that's our own recast. But we're going to have Ryan close us off with our last interview for this season, and
A sneak peek.
of what's
sneak
next.
peek in there. So stay tuned. Watch.
All right, we're here
See you
with
next
the
week.
owner, the one, the only, Ryan Adam. How you doing?
I'm good. How are
Okay.
y'all doing?
Good.
Sore.
Sore. What were your thoughts on this open?
I thought it was an interesting open. It was different as in it was the close of an era of the open kind of as we know it.
Mhm.
Everything's changing from this point forward and the new season goes into October. So that was kind of special. I think that we knew that was ending. So that was neat. As far as, I kind of look at it two different ways. As far as the programming for the open goes, I think everybody was aware that a few of the workouts, 3 of them or so, 4 of them maybe I was pleased with. I thought they were pretty decent tests. I thought 1 or 2 might have missed the mark a little bit, but that's just my opinion, and I'm not sure the whole community shares that. But so that was something different. And then as far as the gym goes, I was proud of the gym. I was excited. I thought our Friday night light events went really well. From a coaching or judging standpoint, we struggled a little bit the first week, and then we made a few changes, and that got better for the other 4 weeks, and that turned out to be a great thing and a good learning experience. The community came together every Friday night. We had 70, 80, 90 folks in here competing and cheering each other on, and then of course 19.5 was a great atmosphere. And it was a good party that most of us paid for all weekend. So it was good. I thought it was pretty good. It went well.
So how would you say the programming before the open resulted those 5 weeks?
Yeah, so it's most of the folks know, I put a lot of work into the programming. I spent a lot of my time on Sunday doing it and thinking about it, and I don't do it alone. Evan helps me tremendously, especially with a lot of the strength stuff, and all the coaches kick in their ideas, and we talk a lot about it every month when we meet. But it's a nervous time for me because I'm not thinking kind of about myself and how am I going to perform, because that is what it is, but it's how are my athletes going to perform and how's the gym going to perform, and the track that we on, that we're on, is it the right track?
Right.
And I think we did pretty good. I feel like 4 of the workouts, we did a variation of it the week of or the week before, every week. To me, there was some history in Sugar Wad that we could go back and look at and see, hey, man, we kind of did this 2 weeks ago. How did it go? And I feel really good about it. I feel like the programming worked really well, and I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you would change, knowing that the season goes into October now, what would you change? What would you like to see? Kind of, those are 2 separate questions, but
So I know one thing is 19-2, which is a repeat of 16-2. While if you look at the scores, kind of in general in CrossFit internationally, the men and the women, a lot more people finished that workout this year than they did 3 years ago, and I felt like we did do better in that sense, where we had more guys get deeper into the workout and more ladies get deeper into that workout. But I definitely think that we still missed the mark a little bit in that one specifically, as far as programming with barbell endurance. So that's one thing that we kind of missed. So what are we going to change a little bit, or what are we thinking more about as we move forward? This next cycle is that starts next week is a cycle of wave programming, but there's also some tempo work in there on our strength side that hopefully will relate and help us when we get into those workouts where barbell endurance, constant squatting motions, sneaks up on us, that we're prepared for that a little better. So that's one of the things that we identified right off the gate, and that we're already working on changing. So we'll see how that goes. What was the other part of that, other than changing?
what would you like to see kind of in October that you maybe didn't see as much of this past open season? Whether it had to do with community or like the programming. Obviously, we can only speculate with the programming that they'll throw at us. But is there any pointers you can give out to the community that they would,
Yeah, what I would hope is that most of the folks that didn't do the open this year, they didn't sign up for the open because they didn't think that they were prepared, or folks that were signed up for the open that maybe did it at 5 and 6 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. only, didn't come to any of the Friday Night Lights. I would hope that they saw some of the things that went on, and that more want to do it and more want to show up. While the open is great for some of the top athletes that want to compete and get good scores and do all that kind of stuff. The Open is about, you know, at its roots when it started in 2012, the Open is all about how do we create a community, how do we build a community, and then how do we push each other to do things that we didn't think we could do. We saw a lot of folks get pull-ups that had never done a pull-up before. We had a lot of folks that got bar muscle-ups that had never done a bar muscle-up before. Like, all of these things that people didn't think they could do, they achieved. And that's what the Open is all about. Like, at the heart of it, at the spirit, that's what it is. So I would hope that folks that didn't sign up or that didn't come to Friday night events, that they will next time, that, you know, they have seen and talked to people that did, and they realize kind of what they missed out on a little bit. And I hope that's the change, you know. That's what I would hope to see.
So, big step. What's to come?
Yeah, we've got something big coming. It's TFE 2019, 38 days.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Here we
Watch
go.
this next clip.